everyone to the local community food centre. My name's Kate, and today we are going to go to the Netherlands and we're going to make a really popular dish called Stompot. And so Stompot is traditionally made with meat, potatoes and veggies. Today we're going to be using kale, and they've been using kale in the Netherlands for many years. It's a staple of theirs. So all these ingredients, 3 pounds of potatoes, it's like 6 to 8 large potatoes. These are small, but it's about 3 pounds. 1 onion is what you need, some garlic and a lovely bunch of kale. And all these ingredients, sorry, forgot about the sausage, bag of sausage. All these ingredients you can get for under $6 here at our local market. So this is a very budget-friendly dish. Okay, the very first thing we need to do is get our potatoes on. So I just clean these up with a little paring knife. I take out these little eyes and any bad spots. And I'm not fussy about the peel. I don't mind the peel. So I'm going to cut this into 4 to show you approximately the size, about 2 inches, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to cut up 3 pounds of potatoes or 6 large potatoes into little 2-inch pieces, and you're going to put them in cold water just until they're covered with a teaspoon of salt. And you're going to turn that on, let the water come to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer and let the potatoes cook for about 15 minutes. Okay, so once you've got your potatoes on, the next thing is you can work on your kale. So I use the stem for a lot of different things, but for this dish, I'm just going to cut out the stem, just like that. And I'm going to use it for stock. So I've got a bowl over here with all my bits and pieces, and I'm going to use that for a nice veggie stock. But I don't want the kale stems actually in this dish. But that is up to you. It's just the way I like it. So you cut all off the stems, and then all you want to do is you just want to cut it very finely. There we are. And you want to do a whole bunch. I've done some ahead of time right here. We'll add this to that. So I've got quite a lot of kale, and that's going in our mash. On top of that, you want to dice 1 onion and some garlic, and that we're going to fry up with the kale. Okay, I think we're ready to start. Number 1, I got the potatoes already cooked. I cheated. I cooked them just about 15 minutes ago, so they're ready. So what we're going to do is, number 1 is add a tablespoon of olive oil to your saucepan. We're going to turn it on. Would be good if we turned it on, eh? There we are. We're going to turn it on. We're just going to saute some onion and some garlic. Just saute it until it is translucent. There we are. Now the Dutch, they love hearty food, and this reminds me of, it's a healthier version of what we would eat in England, bangers and mash, because we're adding kale to it. But usually they would use a sausage. They would use a sausage called rookworst, and I'm sure they've got lots of other smoked sausage, but they don't usually use regular sausages. I'm using these because that's what's available. But if you were to make this for a Dutch family, they would want probably smoked sausage, or bacon, or some stewing meat, usually smoked. And often when they make Stompot, there are 2 ways to make it. You can make it all in one pot which saves on the washing up, which is a great idea. And you can boil your potatoes, throw in your kale towards the end, and just put your smoked sausages on top. And that is one way to do it. I'm not doing it that way, I'm doing it a different way, but like with many dishes, there are lots of different variations, right? Now the Dutch love their root veggies, and I'm a huge fan of root veggies too. So root veggies can include carrots, onion, garlic, kohlrabi, turnip, rutabaga, potatoes and yams, lots of different root veggies. And the reason they're so good for you is that they grow in the ground, and they probably get more nutrients because they grow in the ground, particularly if it's good soil. So, and also, you know, the Netherlands is in Northern Europe, near the North Sea, and a little chilly up there. So this is certainly rustic and hearty, and they combine a lot of root veggies with mashed potatoes. All right, we got our onions frying, looking translucent. And to that, I'm just going to add our chopped up kale. And I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water. There we are. And we are just going to lightly saute the onions, garlic, and kale. Lovely colour. And to that I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now while I'm doing this, you could probably move all your veggies if you've got a big enough pan, and you could start cooking your sausages, right? You can start cooking your sausages on the side of the pan. But I've done those ahead of time, and I'll show you what I did with the sausages. What I did is I cooked them until they're brown, and then just 2 sausages, cook them until they're nice and brown, and then I took them out, diced them up, and put them back in the pan for a few minutes just to brown them a little bit. So I'm going to put them there just to keep them warm. And our kale is looking really good with the onions. All right, while that's cooking for a couple more minutes, I'm going to take the potatoes and I'm going to mash them. See that steam? So to mash them, you see I've drained them already. I'm just going to add some butter, a couple of tablespoons of butter, and some salt and pepper, and a masher. What we're going to do is we're just going to mash the potatoes nice and soft. There we are. And as I said last video, this is the Yukon Gold potatoes, and they make a great mash, nice and creamy. And I do find they're the best for mash. There we are. So to the mash, we're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. But I put the butter in first because you want to melt it, right? So there we are. So to that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk, which I've forgotten to bring out. So hold on one sec. There we are. Always forget one thing, right? There we are. I'm going to guess 1/2 cup. The milk's going to make it nice and creamy. There we are. Oh, that's looking so good. And you know what? Sometimes the Dutch will add carrots or cabbage or even sauerkraut. I think when they add carrots to mashed potato and serve it with smoked meat, I think it's called hot spot. That's what I read. Anyway, lots of different things. All right, just gonna flip over the kale. You don't want to cook it too much, you just want it a little wilted, and that's looking perfect. Now, what I did do is when I strained the potatoes, I saved a little bit of the potato water. And so I'm going to add a little bit back, and it makes it really nice and creamy. So not too much, just 3 or 4 tablespoons. There we are. Oh yeah. And to this, I'm going to add our kale mixture. So, that is looking so good. There, we're ready to serve. Let's get that kale mixed in. So there is our Stompot. Let's put it on a plate. Now I'm going to serve it with some relish, but you can serve it with sauerkraut or pickled onions. Love pickled onions. Or you can make a hole in the center and put some gravy in. And I'm sure there's 101 other things you can do. So many variations. But we have got some lovely home pickles here at the local, so we'll use that. And I'm just going to get a big spoon. And we're ready to serve up. Oh, this brings back memories. So clever to add kale. There we are. So I think this would be 2 really good portions for 2 hungry people. Otherwise, it's about 3 to 4 medium-sized portions. There we are. Sorry. The pepper made me sneeze. There we are. Oh, we've got to add the sausage. Where's my sausage? Here it is. To that, I'm going to add some sausage. There we are. That's a lot of sausage. That looks really good. So there we are. There's Stompot. I'm ready to try some of this. Thank you everyone for joining us here at the local. Please stay safe and well, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.